It is Carlsberg. I'm not going to apologise. I know I shouldn't like it, but sometimes you just want a house beer. Do you know what I mean? Just a straightforward lager with a bit of lime. I mean, sometimes that's all a guy wants. So I wanted to do a video on how to do the proper pull-up. Like I did the push-up one, but the pull-up. But I will hold my hands up. I am not the best person at doing pull-ups. I'm not bad, I'm not terrible, and I know what to do, but I have a history of falling off mountain bikes, which has pretty much knackered my shoulders. So I did find them hard. I haven't got perfect form. So I thought, what we'll do is we'll make this video about more of a do what I say and not what I do. So earlier on today, I recorded myself doing some pull-ups, and we're going to look at the footage, and I'm going to tell you what bits I did right and what bits I did wrong and where I need to work on it. And then hopefully this relates a little bit to what you guys are doing at home. Gives you a little bit of help. Might pick up on areas that you're not doing right. Or you can sit there all smug and think, well, I'm better than him. He's crap. So it's a win-win all round, really. So what we'll do is I'll have another sip of this. Oh, it's nice. It's going to be hard going back to just not drinking all the time. I don't know. Anyway, the pull-ups. So first thing I want to talk about, and probably one thing that I do actually get right, is rounding the shoulders when you pull up. So let's get up the side view, which I think is this one. Mute that, because you don't need to hear the sound. So when you get in a pull-up position, what you want to make sure is that your shoulders are you're not like pulling your shoulders forward, curling like inwards on yourself, because if you do that, it makes it much harder to do the pulling motion, because you're pulling into yourself, you're tightening up your chest. Beer's making me burp. You're closing in the space, and it's going to be much harder to do the pull-up. So as you can see in this video, this one here, and this is me doing it badly on purpose. I've got my shoulders pulled in, rounded off, and it's actually limiting my range of movement. I'm getting to not even the top, and I can't complete the range of movement, and all the force is coming through my arms, and none of the pull is coming from my back. And the whole point of a pull-up is that it needs to come from your back as well. So that is not what to do, what not to do. So what we want to look now is, if we have a look at this one, it shows me with my shoulder blades pulled back, my shoulders back, and I'm pulling up, and instantly I get a lot higher. Yeah, I get full range of movement there, and it's not really a problem. Like, I don't look like I'm struggling massively. So that is one of the big things, and that tiny little adjustment and change will make the difference from you struggling to get full range of movement on a pull-up and actually getting full range of movement on a pull-up. So it's pulling the shoulders back, not black, we're going to pull them back. So how do you do that? And that's all about engaging the muscles around the scapula. So if we go to one of the videos, where are we? Of me hanging. Right, okay, let's have a look at this one. So what I'm going to do here is what we call scapular shrugs, and I'm just going to be squeezing the shoulder blades together, yeah, and that engages the shoulder blades, pulls the scapula together, and allows that uplifting movement. So these are really good ways of getting used to using those scapular muscles. So before you actually pull up, you need to pull in. So you're pulling the shoulder blades in, and then you pull up, and it will give you that clean upwards movement. Now, if you are struggling to get that movement, hanging scapular shrugs are a great way of doing that. So all you're going to do is hang off the bar and squeeze the shoulder blades in, and you're literally just going to pull yourself up ever so slightly and then slowly relax. Now if we look at the footage of me, if we look at the footage of me, you'll see I have a problem with this on my right shoulder. Now my right shoulder is my weakest shoulder. Even though I broke my left collarbone, I did a nasty rotator cuff injury to my right shoulder a long time ago, before I knew what I was doing. And you can see that ever so slightly I wing that scapula, which means that I don't have as much control. It lifts slightly through the pull movements, and it's even more evident when I do like a full pull up. So if we go to a full pull up, you will see as I pull up, my left arm is pretty good, but my right shoulder, all the lift comes from the trap. I'm not strong down the bottom of my shoulder blade as I need to be or want to be. So all the pull comes from the bottom of the trap. So this is where, and this has been really good for me, and I would recommend, if you train on your own predominantly like I do, I would recommend videoing yourself, because you haven't got a training buddy there to point out, you haven't got a personal trainer there or someone that understands, who can spot these things. And that is where people like personal trainers are great, if you can afford or you've got the time. Obviously at the moment it's difficult, but this is where having that sort of setup is really, really good. So if we look at my shoulder, as I come up, it's not too bad to be fair, but there's not quite as much control, and I start to round that right shoulder in, and the more of the pull comes from the top of the trap rather than the back. And I have to consciously, and I'm aware I'm doing it, I have to consciously think about squeezing and pulling that shoulder blade in, and that allows me to get better form. But it's not easy, it's not something that comes naturally, and I have to work on it quite a bit. So if you see yourself doing that, then or you're rounding your shoulders, both of them in general, then scapular shrugs are something that I would really recommend. So hanging scapular shrugs, just hanging there and then just squeezing the shoulder blades in together, relax and get that rotation through the shoulder blades, and it will help give you quick and smooth engagement there, and that will help you through the rest of your lift. Now, so like we did with the push-up, there are progressions that you can do with pull-ups. Now, that's nice. What I normally recommend with people is to start on Australian pull-ups, which are, you can do them, I've got like parallel bar, like quite a high parallel bar that I can do them on. You can do them on a table, lying underneath the table and gripping over the top, or if you've got access to a gym or anything like that, Smith machine, drop the bar down to a nice low weight, and it's basically a row. You're going to place your arms and you're going to pull in like that, and you're going to do a little row. Now, although it's not completely the same movement as a pull-up, you're engaging a lot of the same muscles and working a lot of the same muscle groups and stabilising muscles, and it will get your body used to that pulling movement. And it's a great way to build strength, because if you can't do a pull-up and you go in to try and do a pull-up, all you're going to do is test the fact that you can't do a pull-up. You're not going to get stronger, so we need to build that strength. So I would suggest starting with these. And then once you can do those, then you can start to move on to things like assisted pull-ups. Now, some people don't like assisted pull-ups. They think that they take away a lot of the work from you and you don't actually build strength. But I think they are a good way of bringing it in. And what I normally tell people to do is try and do as many normal pull-ups as they can, and then finish their set with the assisted one. So I think assisted pull-ups are good. What I normally tell people to do is try as many pull-ups as they can, and then finish their set with the assisted ones, because it will get your body and your muscles used to doing that range of movement, and we want that sort of muscle memory and it used to doing that movement, and it will still be working the muscle even though you've assisted it. So you can use resistance bands, or if you've got access to a gym, use the pull-up machines that like you put the pin in the weight and they give you a bit of assistance that way. And then once you've done that, then move on to your full pull-ups. If you're working for strength, I normally stick to the 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps. I think it's a good way of building strength. But as we've demonstrated here today, proper form is more important than just going out and repeating it. If you try and do the exercise with bad form, you're actually going to slow down your progression and not get anywhere. So get the basics in, and as we've seen in the videos here, I need to go back a few steps and start working on that right shoulder and get the engagement there, and that's going to help me with my lifts and help me with my pulls, and it's going to bring me back up. So get the basics in, start at the bottom, work your way up, and then hopefully you will be able to do a decent pull-up. Please let me know if you've got any comments. Comment below, like, subscribe, tell me what you want to see in the next videos, and I will do my very best to get it sorted. But until then, I will see you next time.